All right, welcome everybody. Hopefully you're staying warm on this nice cold Friday afternoon. We're down here in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Hopefully the audio doesn't sound too terrible. I forgot my headset, so just kind of speaking, and you might hear some of the fans or some of the noise of the arena as well. I might try to solve that after this game, but hopefully it's not too bad for you guys out there. Just waiting for the teams to come out. Ice is ready to go. Nets are set, but teams are still getting dressed here. They should be coming out real soon. Hopefully they don't turn the music up too loud here. Otherwise, you might get a copyright infringement, but I'll just try to talk over that or mute it a little bit. I can't quite tell when I mute if it tells you that I'm muted or not, but if you ever don't hear me, that's probably the reason. Either there's music being played too loud or someone being a little too loud, so I'll always be back. But sometimes I do mute it every once in a while, maybe to talk to somebody next to me or whatever it may be. So we should be getting underway here with warm-ups very soon. The clock is set for 5 minutes, so just need to get the teams out on the ice. This game before us was done about 25 minutes ago, so there was plenty of time, but obviously they are sticking to the schedule and not planning on getting ahead too far. So as I see some little players starting to come out on the ice. Can't quite tell if that's the Aviators or not, but it looks like it may be. Whoever it is, they're wearing white jerseys. I can't remember if we're the home team or the away team in this first game, but either way, we should see some teams take the ice here in just a moment. So pool play, there's only 4 teams in the whole tournament, both Grand Forks teams and then Bismarck and Detroit Lakes. So everybody plays everybody. We see how it stands after 2 days, and then on Sunday, I'm assuming the top 2 teams will play for a championship, and the other 2 teams will play a friendly unless they go the other way and they have number 1 plays number 4, number 2 versus number 3, and then the winners of those 2 games play another game for the championship. I haven't dug into it too much yet, but I will take a look after this game. Let you guys know how that works out. But either way, we got 3 planned games here, 1 today and then 2 tomorrow. And then we will let you know what's going to happen on Sunday once everything shakes out. Aviators taking on Bismarck Capitals here in the first game, and then the second game will be against the other Grand Forks Squirt B1 team. And then tomorrow evening will be the final game of the pool play, and Grand Forks will be taking on Detroit Lakes, the home team here. Unfortunately, in this arena number 2, they call it, I don't really have much of an elevated spot I could film from. There is a warming area up top, but it's looking through a net, and for some reason the camera likes to focus on the net more than anything else. So I am down here at ice leveled in one of the corners. I'll try to move down to the far end unless it looks like there might be too many people down there. Don't want to distort the audio too much, so we may have to watch it from down here. Obviously, when the puck goes to the far end, it will be a little trickier to see, but we'll just have to deal with it here in this first game. I believe the second game is in the other arena, which is where like the high school teams play. It does have elevated seating and all that stuff, and a nice press box for us to film from. So we'll go up there and get a better view in the second game, and I'm not sure where the third one is. I kind of a feeling it's also over there, so hopefully we'll get a couple games with good viewing. This first one will be a little tricky, but we'll make it through. It looks like the Aviators are down there ready to come out. I'm just not sure why we're not letting them out yet, waiting for the other team. Actually, I believe they are actually probably waiting on the referees to arrive. Not Minnesota rules, I should say USA hockey rules dictate that players, especially at this age, should not be out on the ice without the guidance of the referees. So sticking to the rules a little more here in Minnesota. Grand Forks, they tend to bend those just a little bit, let the kids get out there. Usually the coaches are on the bench anyway, so they do have some adult supervision, but they should be coming out here real shortly. I'm going to just take a short little break and sip some coffee. Try to warm up here a little bit before this game gets underway. I'm going to put you on mute here for just a minute, and then I will be back once we get this warm-ups underway. All right, both teams out on the ice getting warmed up here for this first period. First game of Detroit Lakes Squirt tournament here down in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Hoping everyone's doing fine. Should be a fun matchup here. I don't believe we've faced off against Bismarck yet this year, so it'll be fun to see how we stand up here in the teams from North Dakota. Looks like Bismarck's got a pretty full team, the same as Grand Forks, so they're getting their goaltender warmed up here right in front of us. Aviators will be down on the far end, so I'm glad I picked this end because we'll be shooting on the goaltender on this end twice in case I can't move down there. So we'll get 2 periods of the offensive zone. Obviously, it'll be a little tricky to see the defensive zone, but we'll do the best that we can. Got about minute 50 here left in this warm-up for this first period. And then we'll get the pucks picked up and get things underway. Trying to look down at the far end, see if there's any players missing. I thought there was going to be one. Looks like Barron's out there. Maybe it was it Eli that couldn't make this first game? I can't remember. I thought there was going to be one, but I see Eli down there. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 5. I might be missing a couple actually. Thought we had 14, but I only see 12. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but either way, we'll play this one. They change up things anyways all the time, so we'll see some of the defensemen playing forward, some of the forwards playing defensemen, all that fun stuff, getting the kids nice and well-rounded as young hockey players here, learning both sides of the game. Down to about 30 seconds here, we'll get the pucks picked up. I'm going to step away for just one quick second, and then we'll be right back and get this first period underway. All right, so puck's getting picked up. Players gathering around their goaltender at the far end there, Sam Hines. Getting ready for this first period. Grand Forks Aviators versus Bismarck Capitals. First game of pool play here at the Detroit Lakes Squirt tournament. This Squirt tournament has all the levels playing. They have A, B, and C as they play here. So our Squirt Bs are here also playing in the Squirt C tournament. Both our B1s and then our Squirt As are not here. I'm not sure where they're at this weekend, but either way, we get ready for puck drop here in Detroit Lakes. Looks like it'll be Barron to take the faces off. He's out there with Porter and Macklin, I believe. Maybe that might be Evan. No, that is Macklin. Macklin has the puck right now. He sends it off the wall, trying to get it up to Barron, but sent back towards the Aviators end. Sent in by Albert, but Capitals turn it right back out. Caleb Jacoby there, sending it back towards the Bismarck end. Bismarck sends it up the far side, now down into the Aviators end. Right onto the stick of Albert here. He goes behind his own net. Take a look. Sends it up the wall, trying to get to Macklin. It comes out to the blue line. Kept in by the Capitals. They send one towards the net. Stopped there by Caleb. He'll dump one out in the neutral zone. Here's a race for it. Porter trying to chase it down, but Bismarck will get there first. Bismarck sends one back through the middle. This one will be stolen away by Caleb. He'll skate it forward, but lost the handle on that one. An arm goes up. Looks like a penalty coming here to the Aviators. Bismarck comes in all alone, gets a shot off, buries one over the shoulder of Salmon in the back of the net. And the Capitals will take a 1-0 lead here early in this first period, only a minute in. Not even a minute, 54 seconds in. So the Aviators were going to go on the penalty kill. But with the goal there, that clears out that penalty. We'll stay 5-on-5. So it looks like it'll be Tucker, Grady, and Evan here for the Aviators for the forward group. It looks like Teeny and Eli playing defense. Here's Eli with it. He sends one up the wall, trying to get it out to Grady. Grady will skate this one forward, sends it to the middle, gets it up to Evan. Evan caught up in his skate, but brings it into the zone. He loses an edge. Bismarck picks it up. Tucker trying to steal that one away. He'll get control of the puck along the wall, tries to turn it towards the middle, but lost the puck. Back to Tucker. Tucker slips around one, works it towards the net. Shot sent on right into the glove of the goaltender. Bouncing puck. It comes loose over here into the near side corner. Goaltender couldn't get that one covered up, but his team doing a nice job of getting it out of harm's way. They send it out in the neutral zone. Picked up by Teeny. She sends it back to Grady. Grady brings it in, gets around one man, trying to get the puck back on a stick. Sends it through the middle, right to a Bismarck player, though. Tucker steals it away down in the corner. Bismarck has control. They'll send this one up the wall to the point. But kept in by Eli. Gets it back to Tucker. Tucker hands it off to Grady. Grady trying to get on his forehand. Takes a shot. That one whistles just wide. Comes over the near side. Now all the way up to the point where Teeny grabs it. Evan and a Bismarck player ran into each other. Bismarck goes behind the net. Spins away from Grady. Comes back towards us. Now up the left side. They're going to try to work this one out. They get it up to the red line. Aviators trying to steal this one back, but Bismarck brings it in. Swallowed up by a swarm of Aviator players as Grady sends it over to Tucker. Tucker will bring this one in, trying to get through a couple of Bismarck players. Lost the handle on that one. Sent in offside, so we're going to face off here just outside the Bismarck end. 14:35 to go here, first period. So we're playing 17-minute periods over in Minnesota. Bismarck leads this one 1-0 here in the first period. Looks like it'll be Jace to take the face off here for the Aviators. He's got Porter to his left. Looks like Macklin to his right. I believe that's Albert on defense with Caleb. A little confusion here. I think the ref is wondering about the time. They might have put 17 minutes up like they do for the older kids. It might. I believe that's what it is. I don't think they meant to put 17 minutes up on the board. I think they're struggling to figure out how to adjust it, so we're just going to play on here. A face-off down, one back by Bismarck. They send it over to the far side. They'll get on it first. They dump it back to their defenseman. He feeds it forward. That comes through everybody out in the neutral zone. Albert steps up, steals that one away, but loses an edge, trying to get control of it from his knees. Gets up, sends it over to the wall. Albert backhands one forward, trying to get it to Porter, but stolen away by Bismarck. They'll skate this one back towards the Aviators' end. Albert with it again, sends it through the middle, but a little bit behind Macklin there. This one's stolen away by Porter, sent down into the Bismarck end. Bismarck gets on it first, loses an edge, and Porter's going to steal this one away. Behind the net. Near side, battle for it. Porter still has it. Feeds one to the middle. Comes loose to Macklin, but stolen away by Bismarck, and they'll feed this one up. Up the far wall, down into the Aviators' end. Caleb coming over, pokes that one away, but Bismarck still has it. Sends a shot on net, but it goes behind. Battle for it in the far corner down there. Stolen away, sent forward, gets it up to Jace. He'll skate this one forward. Sends it in. This one will roll in on net. Goaltender pushes it away, gives it off to his defenseman. Porter steals it away in the corner, lost control of it though. Macklin comes in to help out. Bismarck sends it up the wall right to the wing, and they'll skate this one out into the neutral zone. Caleb took a swing at it, tried to knock that one away. 2-on-1, shot sent on, beats Sam in the back of the net, and a 2-0 lead here for Bismarck. Just about 6 minutes into this first period here, unless this is 11:17. I think they adjusted the time. Either way, Bismarck with a 2-0 lead here early in this first period. Face off, one back by Bismarck. They send it through the middle, stolen away here by Evan. He'll skate this one forward, brings it into the zone. Hands it off, trying to give it over to Barron. Barron along the wall. Lost control of that one. Bismarck will try to work it out. Bettini does a nice job to keep it in. Hands it off to Barron. Barron slips around one. Gets on his forehand. Shots in on. Tipped out front. Rolling puck. Evan couldn't quite get a handle on it. He pushes it back out front, but Bismarck clears it out of the way. Kept in at the point there by Eli, but it does come rolling out in the neutral zone. Bismarck gets control of it again, but stolen away here by Grady. Slips around one man. Now working on the next defenseman down into the corner. Feeds it out front, puck bouncing. Barron trying to get a handle on it, but stolen away by Bismarck, and back they go. They have an odd man rusher, 2-on-1. Grady trying to get back to help out. Down the left side, Eli slides over, blocks that shot. He'll get control of it behind his own net. Tried to send that one up the wall, but Bismarck knocked it out of the air, makes a nice move and trying to get out front. They got a couple players out front here, but stolen away by Grady. Grady feeds it up, gets it to Barron. Barron on his own blue line, skates out in the neutral zone. Lost the handle on him. Bismarck gets control of it again. Bettini slides up, trying to steal that one away. Now Tucker Norby with it. Along the wall, battle for it. Tucker digs it out, but stolen away by Bismarck. They'll turn it back into the Aviators' end. Fed to the middle, stolen away by Teeny here. She'll feed it out in the neutral zone. Bismarck with control, sends it back in. Aviators able to send it back out in the neutral zone. Bismarck goes D to D, misplayed here a little bit. Barron trying to capitalize, but Bismarck gets there first. Stolen away by Teeny there. She goes for a change. Just a too many men call there. Should have been on the Aviators as the Aviators send this one down, but Evan changes. Sending on Porter here. Bismarck gets there first. They'll stretch it over to the far side. Brought into the zone. Number 7. Looks like he's their best player. He's been all over the ice fast. Can move around with that puck. Shot sent on. Bouncing puck goes all the way through into the far corner. Picked up here by Albert. He'll skate this one forward. He's got some space. Trying to get around the defenseman. Gets around one. On his backhand, feeds it to the middle, but nice back check there by Bismarck, stopping that centering pass. Porter was shooting for the net, and back goes Bismarck. Down the far side, Porter trying to steal it away. Looks like he will. Puts on the brakes, sends one up the wall, but stolen away by Bismarck once again. Porter trying to get this one out. Looks like he will get out in the neutral zone, but then Bismarck went off sides, and we'll get a face-off just outside the Aviators' end. 8:34 remaining here, first period. Bismarck with a 2-0 lead. So you get some fresh legs out for the Aviators. So I'm going to step away for just 1 second. Bismarck with control. They send it over to the far side, picked up by Grady. Grady shot sent on, stopped by Bismarck. Another attempt here, but Bismarck did a nice job of clearing out pucks in the slot here. But here's Grady, all alone. Shot sent on, pushes that one up high and over the net. Picked up by Albert. Albert sends it down, trying to get it to Jace. Jace trying to center one. Bismarck steals it away, and they'll break this one out. 3-on-2. Albert and Caleb are the lone defenseman back. Bismarck works it to the near side. They feed it back out front. Off a skate. Another attempt there. Looks like Sam got a glove on it. Holds on, and we'll get a face-off. Tucker's 14. Number 16 is Jacoby. Huh? White. Yeah, you gotta love when we play Bismarck, same colors. Yeah. It's great. Face off one here by the Aviators. Picked up along the boards by Porter. Porter escaped this one out in the neutral zone, gets it stolen away. Bismarck will turn it back towards the Aviators' end. Here's number 7 for Bismarck. With some speed down the right side, shots it on, but right into the glove of Sam. He holds on, and we will get a face off here. Far side down in the Aviators' end. The Aviators coming out pretty slow here in the first period. Bismarck coming all over them here in this early going. Face off one back by Bismarck. Number 7 feeds it back to the point. Shots it on, gets blocked. Goes into the near side corner. There it is again. Shot. Sent on up and over the net to the far side. Picked up by Porter. Gets it up to Barron. Barron will bring this one down into the Bismarck end. Works it to the near side. Slows things down. Gets a couple Bismarck players to hit each other. Feeds it out to Porter. That one goes all the way through to the far side to Mack. Macklin trying to dig it out. Porter feeds one out front, goes off the goaltender's stick. Bismarck's able to clear it into the far side corner. They send it up the wall, comes up to the point. Nice job by Eli to keep that one out. He'll get control, skates this one forward down the wall, gets swallowed up a little bit here. Bismarck trying to get away from him. Porter comes in to help out. Eli still down there, comes to Porter. Porter works it to the middle, trying to get it out front, lost the handle on it. Bismarck backhands this one up. Gets it to number 7. Eli does a nice job of stealing away, but he gets it back and brings it into the zone. Fed to the middle. It'll be Teeny for the Aviators. Along the wall, tries to send it up, comes out to the point. Shot sent on there. That one blocked. Sent to the middle. That goes off a couple Aviators skates towards Sam, but into the far corner. Now Eli, far corner, trying to dig this one out. Bismarck slips around him. They try to work it out front. It goes off. The skate comes out to the point. Shot sent on here through traffic. It goes off a couple bodies. Down goes a player behind the net, but no call. They send it up the wall, trying to get the Porter defenseman trying to keep this one in. Looks like he will. Porter trying to dig this one out, but Bismarck's able to keep it in the zone. Teeny chases after it. She'll pick it up and go behind her own net. Feeds it up the wall, trying to get the Porter, but stolen away by Bismarck. They work it off the wall. They feed it out front, wide open, backdoor shot. Stopped there by Sam. Sent up the wall, picked up by Porter. Porter skates this one up, takes a look. Brings it into the zone, gets around the defenseman. Tucker headed to the net. Porter takes a shot. Oh, rings off the crossbar. Tucker trying to get after this one. Sent out to the point. Another shot sent towards the net, but stopped by a Bismarck stick. Porter trying to steal that one back, comes up point. Caleb's able to keep that one in, but it does squeak out there into the neutral zone. And Bismarck brings it back in. Albert slides over, trying to take it away. Bismarck gets on it first behind the Aviators net. Backhand out front. Another attempt there, goes just wide. Caleb will grab this one in the far corner, chips it forward. Battle for it along the boards here. Looks like Caleb will get it forward a little bit. Now Albert pushes it forward and gets it up to Grady. Grady down the far side, feeds it to the middle, gets it to Evan. He gets swallowed up. Grady comes in, trying to get a backhand off. Bismarck able to clear that one out. Sent through the middle here, but stolen away by Bismarck. They'll bring it into the Aviators' end. Trying to get through the defense. Lost the handle on that one. It'll come into the near side corner. Grady versus the smallest kid on the ice. Grady wins that battle, and he'll skate this one forward. Try to pass it off to Evan, but stolen back. Sent it on Sam there. He holds on, and we'll get a face-off. Face off in the Aviators' end. Controlled here by the Aviators. Now Bismarck steals it away in the high slot, trying to get a shot off. Looks like it'll come loose to the wall. Macklin tries to shoot this one up the wall. Bismarck steals it away. They feed it to the middle. Nice job there by Jay stealing that one away. The player was trying to take the shot off the pass there, but Jay's got a stick in there. Bismarck sends that one in a little bit early. We got a offsides call and a face-off coming here just outside the Aviators' end.
Darcy's at 7.
Pushed into the Aviators end. Eli sends it up the wall, trying to hit Porter. This will come down into the Bismarck end. They'll get on it first, goes behind their own net. Up the sidewall, stolen away by Macklin. Jason there as well. Now Porter joins it. The group here is on to Jason's stick, bouncing puck here in the high slot. A nice job by Teeny keeping the blue line there. Centering pass there by Bismarck almost sprung a breakaway, but the Aviators did a nice job of swallowing that up. But Bismarck brings into the zone, trying to get around a couple players. They feed it over to the near side. Some nice moves there by a couple Bismarck players, but shot that one just wide as it's picked up by Porter. Porter centers it, gets it up to Jace. Jace trying to get around the fence, down into the corner. Sent up the wall. Bismarck steals that one away. They're going to work this one through the middle to the far side, and now the zone. Albert slides up, keeps that away from a Bismarck player. Now trying to get something going here, but just sent to the Bismarck end, and they have control once again. Albert sends one out of the zone. Bismarck trying to get control here. They hand it off, and they'll bring it back down into the end. Down goes a Bismarck player. Arm goes up. Looks like a power play coming for Bismarck here. As I believe Albert's going to get called for a trip here. And we're going to face off back down in the Aviators' end. It looks like it'll be Barron taking the face off. He's out there with Evan. It'll be Caleb and Eli on defense. Yeah. You just gotta turn the heat up a bit.
They don't know what that is.
I heard it was pretty cold here last night, huh? Jeez. Are you doing 2 minutes or minute 30?
30, right?
Should be, but
They just can't get the penalty.
volunteers, they're doing the best they can.
Yep.
Little issue here with the clock, just trying to get the time up there. Looks like we got 1 minute up. Now we just need to put another 30 seconds. There we go. And we'll get underway here. So 5-on-4 power play here for the Capitals. They're going to look to extend their lead. They already lead 2-0 here in this first period. They have control behind the Aviators net. They feed one up the wall, trying to get it up to the point, but that'll come all the way down. So Bismarck will have to regroup here, back down in their own end. Go behind their net, spreading things out, trying to work this one up the middle. And here they go, 3-on-2. Now 2-on-1. Caleb Jacoby, the lone defenseman, back. Nice job with the stick there, knocks that one away. Evan trying to win this one back in the corner. Battle for it, though. Looks like it's dug out by Bismarck. They feed it up front. Once again, splits. The winger and the defenseman comes all the way back down into the Capitals' end. So Capitals killing off this penalty on themselves. Slow things up, working up this near side corner. Caleb steps up, keeps that one in. Barron trying to get control of it. It comes back to Caleb once again. Loose puck on the neutral zone. Picked up by... Here's loose puck set in on net. Down the near side. Out into the neutral zone. About a minute to play here in the first period. Only about 15 seconds left to go on the power play. His opportunity here, trying to feed this one forward. Another goal there for Bismarck with 4 seconds left on the power play. And it's a 3-0 lead for the Capitals. Yeah, he did like the flu like last week. He just has that cough.
Yeah.
He couldn't sleep all last
Well,
night.
so he's like, my knees hurt. I'm like, okay, all right, we got this. Like, don't fall. He's a real Okay, my milk dogs. That's all I need. All right, you're good? Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Teddy.
We're just going up there.
You're gonna lay down right there, Ted? Yeah. Here's Grady, shot sent on. Goaltender makes a big save. Sent up to the point. Here's Eli, but didn't make that one through. He'll keep it in once again as we're down to about 25 seconds to go here in this first period. Bismarck with a 3-0 lead. As this one comes out down to Teeny in the corner here. We only got about 12 seconds to go. And we'll be done with this first period. Evan trying to work it up. About 5 seconds to go. Comes loose over to Tucker. Tucker tries to bring it in, but stolen away, and that's the end of the first period. So a 3-0 lead here for Bismarck. I'm going to step away for a second here. We'll be back for the second period in just a minute.
Blanky.
I'm going to step away here just for a minute. I'll be back. I won't be able to move the camera. I got to get one of my sick kids into a warm spot. I'll be right back. I apologize. All right, sorry about that, folks. I'm back. Just had to deal with the sick kid. Got him put away here. No, I shouldn't say put away. My cousin is the high school girls hockey coach here, so she was kind enough to allow me to have my daughter and son lay down in her coach's office where it's nice and warm. So about 10-20 to play here in the second period. 4-0 lead now for the Capitals. The Aviators getting outplayed pretty bad here as it's down in their zone. Picked up by Porter here. He tries to work this one out into the neutral zone. Will get it up. Gets it up to Barron, but stolen right away. Back by Bismarck. No, work this one back into the Aviators' end here. Eli doing a nice job stepping up there, meeting him at the blue line. No, tied up along the wall. Teeny's going to push this one forward. It's going to come loose to Macklin. Macklin through the neutral zone, down the far side, puts on the move. That'll do it. Trying to get it through everyone here. Bismarck steals this one away. Sends it up the wall, trying to get out neutral zone. Looks like they will, but a nice job by Teeny to come over and help out our defensive partner. Steals this one away for the Aviators. Takes a look, sends it up the wall. But Bismarck gets control again, but now Porter with it down the left side. Trying to get through the fence, 1-on-2. Cuts through, loses the handle on it. Barron shots in on it, but right into the goaltender. He doesn't know where it is, but it was caught up in his pad, and looks like we'll get off back down in the Bismarck end. So 9:21 to go here, second period. Bismarck all over the Aviators, 4-0. Looks like it'll be Jace taking the face-off out there with Grady and Evan. Caleb and Albert at defense. Sent out to the point, picked up here by Grady at the blue line, lost the handle on that one, comes out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Grady, sends one towards the Bismarck end. It is in their zone, but looks like they'll chip this one out in the neutral zone. Nice play there by Albert, meeting the player and stealing that one away. Gets it up to Jace. Jace backhands one over to Grady. Grady trying to get through the defense, but Bismarck gets control of it once again. Evan picks it up along the sideboards, feeds it over to Jace, who just set a shot on, but didn't get quite past the defense. Albert did a nice job, comes over and steals that one away. Picked up by Caleb, goes behind his own net. Picked up by Jace, feeds it over to Grady. Grady down into the zone. Sent to the middle here. Bismarck bringing it right back down into the Aviators' end. They're going to take a shot here. Sent right in. Glove by Sam. Holds on, and we're going to face it. Is Linda uptown here at Walmart?
What's that?
Is Linda uptown here at Walmart?
Yeah.
I was leaving, and I thought, I turned my head and I thought I saw her. And I only got like a second to look. Here's Tucker trying to get this one out, trying to steal that one away. Comes down to the near side corner, picked up by Bismarck, number 7, the smallest player, but the most skilled. This one's backhanded up the wall by Eli, trying to get it out. Does come out in the neutral zone. Picked up by Teeny behind the net here. Has this one stolen away. Bismarck gets control. They feed it up the wall. Nice job by Teeny though. Keeps battling. Here's Macklin trying to battle it out, but Bismarck keeps it in. Nice play there by Bismarck. Feeds it over. Shots in on. This is just wide. Picked up by Porter. Porter down the left side. Feeds it to the middle. Gets it over to Tucker. Tucker down the far side trying to get around the defense. Works it in. Lost the handle on that one, has it behind the net. Sent out to the point, stopped here by Teeny. Teeny sends one towards the net, but blocked there and picked up by Bismarck. They'll skate this one back, trying to get the defenseman inside and out. That one comes all the way through over to Porter. Porter up the wall, tried to get it out to Barron, but stopped by Bismarck. They wait for everybody to get on side and dump it down in. Teeny with it. Down in the corner, sends it up the wall, gets up to Barron off of his stick. He slips around one, pushes up the wall. Here's Eli. Sends At the wall gets to Macklin. Macklin bats it up the wall, but not out. Bismarck dumps it back down low. 6.5 minutes to go here, second period. Aviators trailing by 4 as Teeny tries to get that one out. It'll come out to the blue line, picked up by Barron, trying to get around the defenseman. Lost the handle on that one. Teeny gets it back. She feeds it back up to Barron. But through the legs, and Bismarck will get control. They send it up the wall. Down goes a Bismarck player, and now Macklin for the Aviators. Looks like it'll be tied up along the wall. Comes loose out to the high slot, picked up by Eli. He tried to feed it out, but Bismarck stole it away. Nice job by Teeny there, knocks that one away. It's picked up by Porter. If they hurry, 3-on-2, feeds it over the far side, got it to Barron, but stolen away by a Bismarck defenseman. He just dumps it back in. Dangerous play there by the Bismarck defenseman, but it paid off. If he had missed, that would have been a 3-on-1 the other way. Picked up by Macklin, but sent in offside. And we're going to face off here just outside the Aviators' end. Jace taking the face off, one back by Bismarck though. They'll work it over through the middle. A nice stick there by Jace, knocks that one away. Push back towards the Aviators line. This one will come into the zone, picked up by Albert. Albert takes a look, feeds it over to Evan. Sent down into the corner here. Caleb will come over, try to get this as well as Grady. It's slowed down by Bismarck. They try to get it out. They feed it up to the point. Grady's trying to get a hold of this one, but Bismarck will push it back down low. Picked up by Caleb beyond his own net. Skates this one forward. Waits for Grady to get open. Feeds it up to him. Grady down the left side. Trying to get around the defense. Works at the outside. Still has control down in the corner. Feeds it out front, right onto the stick of Jace. But no going. Looks like we got a hooking call coming here to Bismarck. So the Aviators will go on the power play. Well, 4:26 to go. Second period. 4-0 lead here for the Capitals of Bismarck. The Aviators going to look to cut into that lead, though, here on the power play. Are the rhinos still around? I saw it on the door down there. Really? That's crazy.
Who's still playing?
Kid's too young for me. A couple nights I go, I've gone. Once there's 2 girls, just one of the 2 girls. And I'm in the
Shot sent on there right off the face off, but right into the stomach of the goaltender. And we'll do this again. It'll be Jace taking the face off with Grady and Evan as his wingers. Caleb and Albert on defense. One back by the Aviators. Another shot sent on. That one goes wide over into the near side corner. Picked up by Grady. Grady feeds it to the middle. Gets it to Jace. Jace through traffic. Shots it on. Goaltender makes a save. Backhanded in by Evan. And a goal for the Aviators. Cutting into that lead. Power play goal here late in the second period. Makes it a 4-1 hockey game. Picked up here by the Aviators, brought in the zone by Porter, but knocked off of his stick back out of the neutral zone. Big hit there. Eli runs into a Bismarck player. They both go down, but picked up by Porter. Brings it into the zone, down into the corner. Had it knocked off of his stick, but feeds it out front. That goes off the side of the net. Loose puck, backhanded in. There's Porter sneaking in. Bismarck a little lazy with the puck along the net there, and Porter sneaks in, pokes that one in, makes it 4-2 here late in the second period. So Aviators starting to come alive here. Tucker comes out to take the face-off for the Aviators. Porter and Macklin as his wingers. It'll be Eli and Teeny on defense. Face-off tied up, picked up by Macklin. He'll skate this one forward, lost the handle on it though. Bismarck gets it back, tied up along the wall. Macklin waiting for Porter to get onside, dumps it down in. Bismarck gets control. They'll send this one right back out. Comes to Tucker. He tries to keep it out of the zone so they don't go off sides. Lost the handle on it. Comes over to Teeny. Teeny skates to the near side, sends it off the wall. Bismarck gets control. Bismarck dumps it down in, but an icing call here on Bismarck, and we'll reset back down in the Bismarck end. So 3:18 to go here, second period, 4-2 lead for Bismarck. Aviators getting a couple of goals here. Started on the power play, one right after it. Cutting that lead in half. They still trail by 2. It'll be Barron to take the face-off. He's centering Evan and Grady. It'll be Caleb and Albert on defense. Back comes Albert. Albert shot through traffic, doesn't make it on net. Looked like it might have went off of Evan. Bismarck will get control. He'll feed it to the middle. They find number 7 off of his stick down into the Aviators' end. Trying to beat Caleb to it, but Caleb interfered with him, and the Capitals will go back on the power play. They'll face off coming here in the Aviators' end. I think they're gonna Zamboni.
I bet they will.
This is how you're not supposed to hit.
So 3 minutes to go here. Power play for the Capitals. Face off one back by the Aviators. Comes to Evan. Evan chips up the wall, gets it to Barron. Barron trying to feed it forward. Shot sent on. That goes off of Albert out front. Race forward to the wall. Bismarck first, trying to work it out front. Backhand and sent out front. Comes right into the blue paint, but cleared out by Evan. Comes on the near side corner. Albert trying to steal this one away from a Bismarck player. They backhand one up the wall. Out to the point. Dumps it down below the goal line once again, over into the far side. 2.5 minutes to go here in the period. Just under a minute to go on the power play. Sent out to the point. Kept in by Bismarck at the blue line. Albert sends one up the wall. That one comes up to the point as well, but kept in. Loose puck picked up by Albert. He'll skate this one forward. Trying to get through the defense. Carves through a couple. Trying to go around. Still has it. Backhands one towards the goaltender. Stopped there by the defenseman. Bismarck will send it up the wall. They have a player behind the defense. Shot sent on there by Grady, but hits the side of the net. Sent up the wall. Near side. Over to Chase. He skates this one forward, sends one through the middle, gets it over to Barron. Puck loose, picked up here by Evan. Evan trying to get through 3 defensemen. Gets a handle on it, spins away, still with it, sends one towards the net, but that one's stopped by a Bismarck defenseman. And they'll just dump this one down. I don't think it'll make it for icing as Teeny will get there, and the penalty is over. Back to 5-on-5. Aviators able to kill off that penalty, I believe, to Caleb. That one comes out to the point, but it comes out, so Bismarck has to wait. They dump this one in. That should be too many men as it ends up in the box, but no call there, and we'll get a face-off. I apologize for the noise. We got a team warming up here right next to me. Being a little loud as this one's one over to Macklin. He lost control of it. Comes to Eli. He backhands one out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Eli once again. Slips around one player. Skates it forward. Works it to the near side. Trying to bring it in the zone. Does get in the zone. Picked up by Porter. Only about a minute to go here in the second period. Bismarck still leading 4-2. Porter trying to steal this one away again along the wall. Works it down into the corner. Looks like it'll come to him, but he gets tied up once again. Bismarck steals it back. Sent up the wall, comes up to the point. Eli dumps it back down in, but Bismarck gets it again. Out to the blue line. Nice job by Eli to seal the board off there and keeps it down low. Gets it to Porter. Porter takes a shot. Odd angle. Goes behind the net. Down in the corner. Jace tries to grab it, but Bismarck will get control, and they'll try to work this one out. It'll come out in the neutral zone. Eli chasing after it. Has a Bismarck player trying to steal this one away. He just pushes it off the wall. Macklin sends it up the wall trying to get it out, but Evan got knocked down. Bismarck with control. They work it down the side. Send one through the middle. It comes all the way over to the near side. Bismarck with it again. Taken away by Teeny. Feeds it up to Porter. Porter feeds it forward. There's a race for it. Down. Jace heads down in the corner. Only about 2 seconds to play, though. He pushed one towards the net, but that's the end of the second period. Bismarck still leading this one 4-2. So after two, a 4-2 lead for Bismarck, but the Aviators getting on the board back to back here, cutting into this lead. As we got 15 minutes to play here, 1 period to go. I'm gonna step away for just a quick second and we'll get this third period underway. Face off one by the Aviators here, brought in by Evan, trying to get to the fence, gets bodied off the puck here. Brought forward, or picked up by Bismarck. They're gonna work the wall, but misplayed there. Tucker tries to steal it away. Comes out to the point. Albert sends a shot on. That goes off of Grady, knocked off of his stick. Bismarck will skate this one out down into the Aviators' end. Caleb will go down into the corner, pick it up, goes behind the net. Takes a look. Feeds one up the wall, gets it up to Grady. Grady trying to get this one on the neutral zone, pushes this one forward. Grady down the near side, brought in, but offsides. There's Evan got in a little bit early. And we're going to face off here just outside the Capitals' end. So Tucker to take the face off here for the Aviators. Grady and Evan. As his wingers, looks like it's Albert, Caleb on defense. Stolen away here by Bismarck off the face-off. Little number 7 works it down the left side. Puts on the brakes, try to feed it to the middle, but stolen away by Albert. Now it's picked up by Evan. Evan will skate this one out. Aviators need to get up to help out Evan. Evan works it around the defenseman, tries to slow things down, lost the handle on it. Bismarck steals it back, big body there by Evan, sent on by Grady, but up and over the net. Bismarck will get on to it first on the far side. Tucker tried to steal it away, but Bismarck works it out in the neutral zone. Stolen away here by Albert. He's doing his best to keep the puck on this end of the ice. Comes loose over to Evan. Evan spins away from one Bismarck player. He's trying to slip through another, but stolen away. Brought into the zone by Bismarck down the far side. Picked up by Albert. Tied up along the wall here. Albert comes loose with it. He'll work it down low. Below the goal line. Goes behind the net. Albert loops back. Sends it over to Evan. Evan trying to get control of it. Loses the handle on that one. Picked up by Bismarck. Bismarck gets around a couple players. Works it to the front. Shot sent on. Beats. Sam over the shoulder, but not in the net. We stay 4-2. Shots in on, bouncing puck comes out front, tipped on. Sam makes the save on that one. Puck goes behind the net. Bismarck with control. Dominating play in the Aviators' end. Shot sent on, tipped out front. Sam makes the save. Another attempt. Looks like he got a glove on it, holds on. And we'll get a face-off here down in the Aviators' end. 12:40 to go, third period, 4-2 lead for the Capitals. The Aviators trying to battle back here in the third period, just getting a power play going in the second period, and then one right after it to cut into the lead. The Capitals were on top 4-0. Capitals work it out to the point, shots in on. Stopped there by Teeny. She'll skate it forward. Gets it up to the blue line, pushes it out in the neutral zone, trying to get it up to Barron. Barron brings it into the zone down the far side. Bismarck. Ringing around to the near side, over to the winger. Comes off of his stick, goes right to the middle, right to the number 7. He has some speed, trying to get around the defense. Nice job by Macklin, who knocks that one away. He pushes it up to the blue line, comes out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Barron, 1-on-1. Bismarck did a nice job getting back. They poked that one away from Barron. Back down into the Aviators' end. But Eli sends it right back out, gets it up to Teeny. Teeny trying to get a handle on this one. Comes loose over to Macklin. Macklin lost the handle on it, goes back on the neutral zone. Sent down into the Aviators' end. Porter comes back, trying to steal that one away. Looks like he will get control of it, sends it up the wall, but Bismarck steals it back again. They try to work this one out front, but knocked away. They feed it out to the point. Shot sent on, whiffed on. A bouncing puck comes loose to Bismarck again. They try to get a shot on here through traffic right off the blocker. Sam picked up by Albert. Tries to send up the wall. Or excuse me, that was Macklin. Tried to send it out of the zone, but whiffed on that one. It stays in. Here's Teeny. Skates this one up to the blue line, but not out. Bismarck steals it away, keeps it in the zone. Down goes a Bismarck player, picked up by Barron. He'll skate this one forward. Down the near side, trying to get through a few Bismarck players. Lost the handle on it. Bismarck gets control and goes behind their own net. Works it through the middle. Down into the Aviators' end on the right side, trying to carve through the defense. Shot sent on. Sam makes the save on that. Another attempt there. Sam trying to get a hold on it. Looks like he will get that one covered up, and we're going to face off here down in the Aviators' end. 10 minutes, 40 seconds to go here. Aviators still trailing by 2, trying to get back in this one. Shot sent on, goes high and wide, picked up by Albert behind his own net. Tries to feed it up to Grady, lost the handle on that one, gets shoved into the boards. Grady comes back trying to pick that one up. Fed out to the point. Whiffed on there. Grady trying to steal away. Looks like he will get control of it. Skates it forward, hands it off to Jace. Jace pushes one into the zone. Evan trying to steal that one away, but Bismarck gets control. Tied up along the wall. Comes loose over to Grady. Grady slips around one. Takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. Rebound. Grady finds the back of the net. It's a 1-goal hockey game here with 10 minutes to play. Grady getting a nice shot on net. Goaltender leaves a rebound out there. Grady chases it down, beats the goaltender over the shoulder and finds the back of the net. It's a 4-3 hockey game here with about 10 minutes to play. So it'll be Jace to take the face-off out there with Grady and Evan. Albert and Caleb on defense. Grady trying to steal this one away along the wall. Looks like he'll steal it away. Comes to Evan. Evan down the near side. Shot. Gets blocked by the defenseman of Bismarck. Goes behind their own net. They send it up the wall. Comes loose to Jace. Jace sends one towards the net. That goes off the side of the net. Bismarck gets it again. They send it up the wall. That tips under Jace's stick. Albert sends a shot on. Goaltender makes a glove save, but drops the puck. Albert trying to steal this one away. Aviators smell blood in the water. Another shot sent on there by Grady, but doesn't make it to the net. Aviators starting to fly around here now. They feel confident in themselves now. Comes loose over to Albert. Albert loses an edge. Picked up by Jace. Jace shots it on. That gets blocked by a Bismarck player. They'll skate. Come on. Focus, camera. Sorry about that. As Bismarck works it down into the corner. Shots it on there. Right into the glove of Sam, and he holds on, and we're going to face up. So 9:03 to play here, third period, a 4-3 lead for the Capitals. They led 4-0 in that second period, but the Aviators have found a way to crawl back into this game. Apologize, it's a little fuzzy on the camera here. That face-off win comes all the way onto the neutral zone. Tucker will chase after it, trying to steal this one in. It looks like he'll control, tries to slip it around one man, but lost the handle on it. Now Porter pushes it forward. Bismarck gets control again. They work it to the middle. Stolen away by Macklin. Tucker and Porter trying to steal this away. Brought in by Porter. Porter down the far side. Stolen away by Bismarck. They'll skate this one on the neutral zone. They're number 7. He has all the speed. Teeny, the lone defenseman, back, trying to knock it away, but he gets around the defense, brings it in, lost the handle on it though. Teeny does a nice job staying with it, forcing him to misplay that puck there. But dug away by Bismarck. Shots it on right into Sim's belly. He holds on, and we're going to face off. No face off in the Aviators' end. Picked up at Porter, sent to the middle. Now it's on a stick of Eli. Eli feeds it over, gets it to Porter. Porter splits the D, in all alone on the goaltender. Shot sent on. Goaltender made the save. Porter got a second chance at it, but couldn't quite knock that one in. Porter still batting behind the net, feeds it out front, trying to get it to Macklin. Puck all alone here. Picked up by Eli. Eli backhands one towards the net. Defenseman knocks that one away. Teeny slid up to try to keep that one in. And back comes Bismarck, but a nice job by Tucker. Gets back to defend that puck. Bismarck trying to get a call here, but it's picked up by Tucker. He'll skate this one forward down the near side. Lost the handle on that one. Bismarck gets control. Back comes Bismarck. Come on, focus camera. Sorry. Shots in on there. That one goes just wide. Sent through everybody here. That comes out to the blue line. Bismarck keeps it in. They get it up. Shots in on. That one goes just wide over into the near side corner. About 7 minutes to play here. Shots in on. Tipped. Comes all the way through. It'll be picked up by Porter. Porter skates it forward. Gets swallowed up though. Bismarck steals it back, and they'll bring it back down into the Aviators' end. Barron trying to steal that one away. Picked up by the Aviators. Eli. Porter. Eli with it. Feeds it over to Macklin. Macklin down the near side. Gets on the brakes, has it stolen away from him. Bismarck gets control, goes behind the own net. Porter trying to steal it away. Bismarck works it up the wall, now through the middle. It comes all the way out. It'll be picked up by Grady. Grady feeds it over to Albert. Albert will skate this one forward. Lost the handle on it, brings it into the zone. Stolen away from him, but he does a nice job. Steals it back, feeds it to the middle. Couldn't quite get the pass over. Albert trying to get a control of this one. He skates forward. Down he goes. Picked up by Grady. Grady in the slot. Feeds one out. Goes just wide. Send out front. Goes off the skate. Stolen away by Porter right here. He feeds one off the side of the net. Grady trying to get a handle on it. Behind the net here. Bismarck steals it away. Nice shot by Porter getting a stick on it. Battling forward along the wall. The Aviators doing the best they can to keep the pressure on here in the zone. Here's Albert. Feeds it over to the far side, backhanded towards the net, picked up by Barron. Barron turns, takes a look, fires. That one goes off the skate over to the wall. Grady trying to steal away. Barron steals it back. Bismarck with control. They're going to move this one out in the neutral zone. Just about 5.5 minutes to go here. Caleb feeds it up to Grady. Comes out in the neutral zone. Caleb has to regroup. Backhands one over to Evan. Evan brings this one in. Knocked off of his stick, but stays with it. Spins away from one man. Tied up along the wall. 2 Capitals in there, but it comes loose to Grady. Grady shots in on, goes just wide. Over in the far corner, picked up by Bismarck. They try to work this one out. Loose puck here comes to the Capitals. They bring it in. The Aviators all over them, trying to get this puck back. Down goes Grady, and number 7 for Bismarck as the puck comes loose up to a Bismarck player. This one's skated forward by Barron. Lost the handle on that one. But a loose puck here, and they will call timeout here as the Bismarck player's still down, trying to get up. He did have Grady fall on top of him. Might have had the wind knocked out of him here. So we got about 4:49 to play here. Looks like we're going to get a face-off at center ice. Hopefully he's all right. Still holding his stomach, but he's up on his feet. Little face-off coming here at center ice. It'll be Jace to take the face-off. Porter and Macklin as his wingers. See, it looks like Eli and Caleb on defense. Or no, Eli and Teeny on defense. It'll be Teeny in her own zone to pick it up. Goes behind the net, takes a look. Skates it forward, backhands it over to Macklin, but stolen away by Bismarck. They'll try to feed this one up front. It ends up going behind the net. Bismarck with control. Trying to work it out front here. It looks like Sam will get a stick on that. Puck comes loose. Sent out by the Aviators. They get it up to Macklin. Macklin caught up by the ref there. The Aviators trying to get in the zone. Comes back to Macklin. He backhands one in. I'll come right to a Bismarck player. They feed it up the wall again. Back out in the neutral zone. Eli dumps one towards the blue line, but Bismarck returns it back down to the Aviators' end. No icing on this one as Teeny gets to it first. Sent out to the point. Bismarck backhands it back down in. Teeny trying to knock that one away, pushes it into the corner. Just under 4 minutes to go. Brought forward here by Teeny. She gets it out in the neutral zone. Porter's going to chase after this one. Bismarck will get there first. Goes behind the net. Puts on the brakes. Porter's going to chase after him once again. Now Macklin in there. Sent through the middle. That one comes loose over to Jace. Lost in his skates, but picked up by Eli. Lost the handle on that. Bismarck gets control, trying to get around Teeny, but Teeny stepped up, made a nice play there. Knocking the puck away. Now it's onto the stick of Eli. He goes behind his own net, takes a look. Sends one up the wall, brings it out to the point. Jace chips it out. Bismarck sends it back in, but that's offside. And we'll get a face-off here just outside the Aviators' end. So 3 minutes, 14 seconds to go. Bismarck leading 4-3. They were up 4-0. The Aviators climbing back into this game, but looks like Bismarck's going to take a timeout here, so we're going to take a short little break as teams talk it over, and we'll get a face-off here in just a moment outside the Aviators' end. Face-off pushed in by Bismarck. Here's an opportunity for them. Trying to get a shot up, but a good stick there by Caleb. Knocked the puck away. It goes into the corner. Comes up to Grady. Grady sends one off the wall. Comes out of the neutral zone. Evan trying to steal this one away. Looks like he will. Works it to the middle, but stolen away by a Bismarck defenseman. They'll go behind their own net. Evan trying to put the pressure on. Now Albert steals it away. Comes over to Albert. Off the side. Tries to feed it up front. One off the side net. Bismarck gets control. They feed it up down the side. Bismarck will get it along the wall, but Grady trying to steal away in the corner here, using his big frame, wins that puck battle, feeds it out front, sends it to Evan. Evan got a shot off, but pushed it just wide. Tucker trying to steal it away here. Comes out in the neutral zone. Caleb pushes it forward. Back down into the Bismarck end. About 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here. Comes loose to Albert. Albert feeds it up to Grady. Trying to steal that one away. Grady steals it away right here in the corner. Comes up to Albert. Puck loose, comes out in the neutral zone. Picked up by Caleb Jacoby. Jacoby loops around, feeds one up to Tucker. A little bit in front of him, and it comes down into the Bismarck end. Sends him up to the point, kept in by Caleb, knocked off of his stick. It stays in the zone. Albert races over to grab it. Albert down the left side, trying to get through a couple of Capitals players. Grady comes over to help out. Looks like Albert will take it loose, but it comes loose. Here's a 2-on-1 opportunity for Bismarck. Caleb, the lone defenseman, back. They feed it over. Shot sent on, finds the back of the net. And the Capitals take a 2-goal lead here with 1.5 minutes to play. Unfortunate bounce there, a 2-on-1. Nice play by the Capitals, working that puck over, unselfish hockey. And they regain the lead here, 5-3. Face off one back by the Aviators, picked up by Porter. Porter trying to dump it out, goes off a Capitals leg and stays in the zone. Porter sends it up the wall, can't quite get that one out. Trying to steal this one back. Capitals able to keep it in. Sent out front. Capitals with control down below the goal line. They feed out front, but good stick by Sam there, knocks that one away. Otherwise, there would have been a one-timer right in the slot there. Aviators able to get out in the neutral zone, picked up by Macklin. Or excuse me, that was Barron. Dumped down, empty net for the Aviators. Barron brings it in the zone, down the near side, trying to keep it in. Bismarck clears it out, though, into the neutral zone. They have a wide open net, but a good job by Eli, steals that puck away. But Bismarck gets it again. They feed it to the middle. Only about 30 seconds to go here. Picked up by Porter, feeds it up to Grady. Grady with it. Gets around one man. Trying to get down here. Needs to get a shot off soon. Works it to the middle. Got knocked off of his stick. About 18 seconds to go. Grady trying to get control of it. Up the wall. Comes up to Teeny and tipped around her down towards the Aviators' end. Only about 10 seconds to play. Picked up by Caleb. Goes behind his own net. Takes a look. Has some open ice. But that'll be the end of this one as he sends one down the ice. And it's a 5-3 victory here for the Capitals. Well, that's it for us today. We'll have a game tomorrow. I believe I have it up on the Facebook page around 11 or something like that. And then we play again at 6. So keep an eye out for those. 2 more games to go. Obviously can work our way back into the championships. We got some work to do. But as always, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next time.